Today's My Thoughts Monday is brought to you by GymAware, the leading tool when measuring performance in the weight room. Guys, VBT is all the craze right now. It's a hot, sexy topic, although it's something that's been around for a while. And the man who wrote the book on velocity-based training, Brian Mann, has called the GymAware the Rolls Royce when it comes to velocity measuring devices. Guys, the ability for you to shoot all your information right up into the cloud and store it right away is enough for me right there to make sure that this is something that I had in my weight room. Putting things together with instant feedback as to how the reps are being performed. On top of that, with the x-axis correction, so you don't have to necessarily worry about direct positioning when you're performing the exercises. Tying that in with the visualization of everything and the ability to allow the athletes to compete, make this an absolutely stellar tool and something I couldn't recommend you having in your weight room enough. Hop on over to kinetic.com.au today and see everything that they have to offer. Hey everybody, if you enjoy the podcast and the content it provides, be sure to hop over and check out the community. The community is an exclusive members website that is just an extension of what we do here in July at the Central Virginia Sport Performance Seminar. What it is a combination of video lectures, a coach's corner with your Monday morning take-home information, and a forum where you can talk about anything and everything related to the field of strength and conditioning. In the community, you'll find content added each month from some of the top practitioners in the world, ranging from PhDs to high-level coaches, bringing you exactly what they're doing with their athletes or their research at the present moment. On top of that, an additional discussion by coaches bringing you that Monday morning information, things that you can add to your training program right away. Tying that in with the opportunity to discuss with coaches around the world in the forum on anything and everything from the topics addressed in these presentations to whatever you're seeing in your daily life as a coach. If this sounds like the right thing for you and your staff, go ahead and hop over to cvasps.com/community and try it out for 48 hours for just $1. If you like it, you're signed up, ready to roll, and you're jumping into all the great content added each month. If not, feel free to go ahead and cancel at any time. No questions asked. We're really excited about what we're building in the community and hope you are too. Go ahead and hop over to cvasps.com/community and check it out today. Hey everybody, what's happening? Jay DeMayo here, coming at you with this week's My Thoughts Monday. And I want to talk to you guys about something that we have not been very good at here in the last, 14 years that I've been at the institution that I'm at right now. But we are truly working to become better at it. And that is giving back through our internship program. We have had multiple people that have run it. I have been one of them. When I ran it, it was absolutely god-awful garbage. So bad to the point, I am so bad at running that program to the point that I used to have our part-time assistant, notes for me, have everything written down, ready to go, handle 95% of it because I just suck at it. I'm not good at it. I don't know how to do it. And I guess that's probably because everything for me, not to sound like I'm having a senior moment, but, back in the day when us old folks were interning, but it's what it is. I rolled in at, SUNY Bing and got the opportunity to intern under Brian McGovern. And it was basically like, okay, so you're going to help me with this stuff and then you're going to coach because there weren't enough coaches. And then, it was the same with our GA at Indiana State with Kip. It was, hey, you're just going to basically take these 5 teams and help with football. And this is what I want to see and go do it. And that's rad. That was awesome. There aren't many experiences that people are going to be able to have nowadays because, there's more of a saturated market or oversaturation, if you really want to call it what it is. And there's a lot of things that are different, in 2018 than they were in 2000. But anyway, we're really working to get better. And by we, I mean the guy who's in charge of it, and he's doing a really awesome job to start out. But I bring that up because I think that this is something that we all talk about, all the time, but I don't think many of us really are good at it because it's a lot of time that you have to invest in the front end to build the program. So I bring this up because I was told about some programs that go on in the Northeast where they actually house kids and they have curriculums and they have classes on Wednesday, if that's what we want to call it. I don't know what it is. This is just how it was broken down to me. And that's awesome, man. That really is like great. I mean, it's fantastic that they're willing to dive that deep down the rabbit hole to help these young men and women have a better understanding of what it means to be a coach. You know, and I'm sure that there's a lot of the basic underlying principles behind how they develop their athletes and this, that, and the other thing. So to me, I think that's exceptionally impressive. And it's what we're striving to do. So there are some things that we've talked about, you know, that we're trying to implement. And one in particular that I wanted to talk about that I asked for because I think that, like, social media is good and it's bad. I think that a lot of people look at a lot of things that are put out on social media and then they'll see a video and they'll say, oh, well, that's all coach whatever his name or her name is does. He or she just has them do, you know, that 1 minute video I saw on Instagram and that's everything. Or they don't understand how they got there. They don't understand where they're going. So what I was thinking for our project with them is to give these kids cameras. And instead of it just being a live look-in, I think it's going to be more of kind of them taking the videos, looking at the videos, asking questions about the videos, and answering questions in the posts. So that we can now not only provide this information for them to allow them to have a view of what they're looking at when they're asking questions, and, you know, maybe even to point out things that we're doing incorrectly or we're not having the athletes do quite as precisely as we would like. And having that lead into not only what we're doing and why we're doing it, but what was there before and what's going there next. Because if it's a question from one person, right? You know, there's that old kind of cheesy saying that, like, you always need to ask the question because chances are someone else in the room has the same question. So, like, why would you be worried about asking it? You're just the one asking the question. So what we're hoping to do with our interns as this develops is have this library of kind of frequently asked questions with the videos and descriptions below to then lead into better discussions and hopefully help us better explain to people what we are doing here. Because I think that is important as well. If we can have them learn, teach themselves, teach us, and communicate that to the outside world, I think that's some fantastic stuff. Because we talk about that all the time, that whole giving back and providing and this and that, but it's like there's people that have given back a lot of awesome and fantastic things, and there's people that throw out information and have Q&As and stuff that people still, I think, don't reference enough. So if we can have this in mediums that are available to be a quick, you know, YouTube link, webpage link, drop them, you know, the post on Instagram, so that, one, we can answer more questions, two, we can provide more answers and better information, and three, open lines of communication across staffs and, you know, throughout the entire performance community. I think that's pretty important. So we're trying to build and get better at it. The guy running it right now is already doing a billion times better than I did. When I did it, it was just hot garbage. So anybody that came through when I was in charge of it, I'm really sorry. I sucked at it. but I'm excited for where it's going. So I hope that, as a lot of us are going into the summer, I hope that a lot of us now, as coaches, can take a step back and remember where we were with our internships and the excitement and the nerves and this and that, and we can find better projects for these young women and these young men who are hoping to get into some form of athlete preparation or physical therapy or whatever, to help guide them and build them forward more in a positive sense. And let's not also forget the fact that they can help us by answering questions that, people may have, or help us be able to be better at teaching what we do, and by teaching them and having them be more open, I think that's gonna help. So that's what we're trying to do. Would love to hear your thoughts on it, guys. And as always, thank you guys for everything that you do for us here at Central Virginia Sport Performance. We'll be back with another My Thoughts Monday next week. We'll see you then.